Everyone, welcome back to Evony with Genghis. So I want to go over basically the only time you should be dismissing generals for runestones is instead of saving them for either Blood of Ares or pieces in your inventory is in a very particular situation that I have now, and I have it because I'm about to do an experiment for you guys. So let's do this live experiment. What I did here was I changed my wall general. So let's see how this works out for me. So my assistant wall general. So as you can see here, I have Leo the Third as assistant. And yesterday I did a video on, I think Champlain is great. And I think I'm going to go with the maple syrup combo of Isaac and Champlain. So here we go. We have one defensive report. So he's got purple arm stuff. The only difference is I added a siege defense instead of a speed book. So 25% difference. Siege defense should be higher. We can subtract that from the reports. Everything else is the same. So let's get this next attack under the way. We have a family member that's been removed in order to help with this. Right, so the two attacks are over. So let's look at the reports. And what we should be expecting to see here is a 20% gain by Champlain in attack, and then about 80% in both defense and HP. So we're at 3901, 3621, 3367, and 3921, 3721, 3442. So very nice. That is exactly what we got. And then we'll get a slight decrease, about 10% on all attacks. A bit of a loss on range attack and some range stuff by switching over. So 2712, 3194, and then we go up here. We see, oh, we got to go down one. And yeah, so it was 2722 and it was 3244. The big ones will be, let's see if horse defense and HP were affected at all. 3126, 3222. The 21, nope, they're exactly the same. And ground defense HP 3025, 3100. 3025, 3100. So I like that. I went up a lot in siege defense and HP. I'm very happy with that switch. Hopefully I will get a little bit higher in battlefield because I'll have buffs on. The shrine buffs on, dragon talent. So I should be looking at about 4,100 siege attack defense buffs, I think. So very happy with that to finally break 4,000 with siege defense. Not officially, but let's see how it goes in the battlefield. So now let's get to actually what we're going to do with Leo. So I have Leo. Is he used in anyone's covenant? Maybe. He might be. I don't feel like looking. I will look after the video, but I can easily get someone back up to the Covenant. What I need, though, I need these runestones. I'm almost completely out of the Immortals, the fourths, and Leo has no blood. I've never ascended him. But if we look here, I have copies of him. So I can afford to perfectly dismiss Leo. So get rid of him because all we're looking at here, blood's not a factor. So what we're looking at is basically having Leo in a covenant for someone else versus getting the runestones. And it's way easier for me to add experience to another general and get the covenant up and some gems to cultivate than it is to get these runestones. These runestones, especially the immortals, because you only get 10% when you get runestone chests, about 10% are immortals. So this is, it'll suck to bring someone back up to the experience level, but you're basically 30 fragments versus these runestones and 30 million gold, which is like nothing in the game now. So I'm going to dismiss for 15,700 runestones, and that will bring me about 15 to 1,600 runestones of the Immortals, which is the one that I really want. It's the only one I need. There's no other reason for me to keep Leo the Third because anything he's better at than Champlain on the wall, I have someone who's better than Leo at. So if all my siege die and I don't need Champlain as an assistant anymore, well, I could throw in an archer general as an assistant, or I could throw in a ground general as an assistant. And they're going to be better at those things than Leo is. So let's dismiss this guy. Boom. 1,500, 750 runestones. And I could open this now and I'll have about 7,000. There is some people say if you open them in small chunks, like 400 or 500, you do get slightly higher, like 11 or 12%. So I will slowly open these rather than group open and see how that goes. Let me know what you guys think about that. Was Champlain the right choice for the wall? And would you have dismissed Leo like that? Do you know any other times where it's actually worth it to choose runestones over blood? I would basically choose just 500 blood over those 15,000 runestones which I got. So let me know. Like, subscribe, leave a comment.